who's involved in this lawsuit and kind of what is the status right now?
So right now we filed actually on July 4th, the very first day we could.
I'm Ryan Gresham, and this is Gun Talk Nation. This Gun Talk Nation is brought to you by SnapSafe, Colt, First Person Defender, Ruger, and Guns and Gear. All right, welcome into Gun Talk Nation. Today on Gun Talk Nation, we're talking about silencers, suppressors, cans. They go by many names, but one of the companies that helps make it easier for you to buy yours, find yours, is Silencer Shop, and we have Dave Matheny with us. Dave, welcome in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Dave, you're the owner of Silencer Shop, and unless people have been living in a hole, they know you guys, but it's possible that they don't fully understand all the things you guys do. How do you explain Silencer Shop when someone asks?
Really, we do two things. We sell silencers, we're a distributor, and we also process paperwork.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's one of the things I was thinking about it before we had this interview. I was going, man, it's probably never been as painless as it is now. If you want to go buy a silencer, I mean, you guys are one of the ones making it easy, because a lot of people go, oh man, I have to wait for so long. I have to do paperwork. I have to do all these things. And some of us are paperwork averse. And so we like help with this. And you guys have made that part a little easier.
That's right. Yeah, and that's really been our goal since the beginning, is to make it easier. And it's funny, over the last 10, 15 years, the process has actually gotten harder, but just based on ATF rules.
Mm-hmm.
We've applied technology to try to counter that. But the reality is right now, wait times are lower than they've ever been.
Yeah, I mean,
which makes the process seem easier to most people.
Right. I mean, just in case people haven't been paying attention, because you probably run into it, I do as well. The casual gun owner may say, oh yeah, I know about that, but it takes 6 or 12 months to get a silencer.
Yeah.
What are the current approximate wait times that we're talking about right now?
Last I looked, it was 3 days. It is crazily fast right now.
Yeah.
And we're getting approval same day in some cases.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, and this is the way it should be. I mean, this is a legal product being sold in a legal way for a legal use. There shouldn't be all these headaches, which kind of brings us to why we wanted to talk today, because there's been a lot of things in the news. And if somebody listening to this, if you have a life, you may not have been following it as closely as Dave has, because this is his world every day. But where are we at? We heard that it was going to be come off the NFA, silencers and all there wasn't going to be no NFA. We heard about the SHORT Act, short barrel rifles and shotguns. We heard about Hearing Protection Act, the big beautiful bill. And now we're talking about $200 tax stamps. I mean, just flush all that stuff out. Where are we at right now?
Okay, so really a lot has happened over the last 6 months. And the goal really was get silencers completely out of the NFA.
Yeah.
Right? It's where you go into a gun store, you buy a silencer exactly like you would buy a handgun. What we ended up with was a reduction of the $200 tax to zero.
Mm-hmm.
And that actually opens up. So really the fight's not over, right? For getting them out of NFA. It gives us two paths. One is a lawsuit, which we've already filed, based on the $0 tax to pull them out of NFA. And the great thing is that gets silencers, short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, everything, other than machine guns, out of the NFA. The other route is through future legislation where there's now no offset, which I don't know. People don't realize that every time you reduce a tax, you have to come up with spending to make up for it, which is what makes bills hard to pass in a lot of cases.
Sure.
So now we have a $0 offset, which is going to make it easier to get into future legislation.
So did they already, not to get into the weeds, but I mean, okay, we've eliminated this $200 fee. Did they already come up with an offset for that?
Yes. So as part of this reconciliation process, it was a weird bill, and we were able to push it through that just because there was so much money going both directions. And weirdly, the offset for that $200 tax wasn't very high, and it kind of slid between the cracks in this bill.
Interesting. Yeah, it's actually in the scope of it. It's not that much money really in the scope of like federal government budgets.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It is. I mean, how much was being generated by the $200 fee?
According to the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, they rated it as $10.4 billion over 10 years. So just over $1 billion a year.
Okay. That's interesting. So, but you're able to find offsets for that. So, and what some people may not realize is they go, well, gosh, that could never happen, except that this is already the case in a lot of other places. I mean, you can buy a silencer. It's in a clamshell hanging in a store in other countries where you just pay for it and you buy it like you would, I mean, anything else.
Yeah. The reality is silencers should be sold like flashlights or scopes on a rifle. That's how they should be sold.
Yeah. So now we have, we didn't get maybe everything we were looking for there. Do you think, and I know we're going to get into the lawsuit you guys filed and tell people all about that. When we were going through this discussion, I thought that it was an interesting, like it kind of opens up a can of worms in a good way. It got people thinking and considering the idea that you don't have to have these on the NFA. I mean, we're talking about something that was created in the 1930s. So, I mean, it's kind of like, what's the logic here? Why are we still doing this? And I think that it opened up the politicians who don't care, are not familiar with this, to go, yeah, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I 100% agree. You know, seriously, if you'd asked me a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have guessed that we'd have had a chance to get this far with this.
Do you think that why are we able to get this far now? Why is the progress being made? Is it because of the new president in office?
You know, I think that's part of it. I tell you, I'm going to put a lot of the credit at the feet of like Gun Owners of America and groups like that, right? They brought this to the forefront. We were pushing it from the very beginning behind the scenes, but they actually made it a very public issue and they made it happen.
Yeah, you just have to get people talking about it and realizing this is real, this is a possibility. Now, what's interesting is, and you kind of alluded to it, Dave, removing the $200 tax from this opens up an opportunity for a lawsuit. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk all about this because this is a very big deal, and you guys listening need to know about it and find out how to support it. And we're going to talk about that right after the break. Big news from First Person Defender. There's a new season launching, season 14. And with it, we're launching a brand new YouTube channel dedicated entirely to FPD. We're kicking it off with the new season, our most intense and eye-opening season yet. Carjackings, home invasions, armed robberies. First Person Defender throws everyday people into real-world self-defense scenarios, and it's all captured on camera. Subscribe now at the First Person Defender YouTube channel. You can also find it on Facebook, on Roku, everywhere else that you're going to see our videos. Real people, real training, real reactions. This is First Person Defender like you've never seen it before. You've probably heard about the Ruger RXM pistol. It's the result of a collaboration between Ruger and Magpul. American-made handgun, stands out with a variety of upgraded features, including direct mount optic cut slide. So you can put an RMR, Delta Point Pro, RMSC cuts with co-witness height sights. It also has their fire control insert. It's a removable stainless steel insert. That's the serialized part of the gun, which enables you to customize using Magpul enhanced grip handgun grips. And so they have different colors, different sizes. You can really customize it. It's Gen 3 compatible, so works with magazines that you may already own. And we've tested it. We shot it a lot, and we like it. You can learn more about the Ruger RXM over at Ruger.com. SnapSafe modular safes are easy to assemble and move anywhere. Simply unpack them piece by piece and assemble them close to your desired location. The SnapSafe modular assembly system locks the walls together from the inside, making them as solid and impenetrable as conventional welded safes. Their 2300-degree fire protection offers peace of mind knowing firearms, jewelry, currency, and valuable documents are protected from fire and theft. Go learn more at SnapSafe.com. So we didn't get everything to come off the NFA, lots of compromises being made in the big, beautiful bill, but $200 tax stamp is going away, which is good, but I like how you guys said, no, we're not done there. So tell everybody about the lawsuit that was filed.
So, it's interesting. The courts have ruled over and over again that the federal government can regulate almost anything through taxing. That's how we got Obamacare, right? Mm-hmm. But they've also said you cannot regulate something through a tax that does not collect any revenue. So a $0 tax to regulate something isn't actually constitutional, according to the current rulings.
Wow.
So by taking the tax to zero, we've opened up the ability to make another suit against having these things in NFA.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was $1, they'd say, okay, well, there's some reason to have this. But if you're not collecting a tax, it can't be a $0 tax. That's not it. That's nothing.
That's right. Yep. If it had been $1, we couldn't have got them out.
Mm-hmm. So talk about...
It still would have fixed the offset issue.
Talk about who's involved in this lawsuit and where is it right now?
What did you say? Who is involved in it?
Yeah, who's involved in this lawsuit and kind of what is the status right now?
So right now we filed actually on July 4th, the very first day we could. The people involved, the lawsuit is actually Silencer Shop Foundation versus ATF.
Okay.
And it's GOA, Silencer Co., Palmetto State, B&T. Those are the groups that are involved.
Gotcha. Okay. And I guess, you file a lawsuit and then, I mean, is the Silencer Shop Foundation, am I saying that right? Is that a new group?
Yeah. It is. We actually formed that earlier this year.
Okay.
And really, it's for exactly the purpose of doing stuff like this, pressing essentially for a deregulation of silencers.
Gotcha. Well, is this something that people listening to this can support in some way? How do you guys need help?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. If you go to silencershopfoundation.org, we actually have a place to put a donation up, but it's not actually enabled yet.
Okay.
Every purchase made through Silencer Shop, you have the ability to round that up. And then, of course, we're taking our own funds and putting into it too.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome. Well, that's good. Now, Dave, for people who are either they own silencers or they're thinking about getting them because the wait times are so quick, you guys have made it easy. And are people like waiting because the $200 tax stamp, it goes away in 26? I guess kind of what are the questions you're getting from customers right now?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. There are really two schools of thought. Well, the first group of people is buying now because we have a lot of free tax stamp promos, right? Yeah. And then you have people buying now. I guess three groups. There are people who are buying now and saying, I'll submit in January. And then there are people who are just waiting till January.
Yeah. Yeah. And so how do you think this will change things going forward for people? I mean, does it, because I know there's a lot of speculation of like, without the $200 tax stamp, what does that mean for creation of new products or the way these products are sold? I mean, what do you think is going to happen?
This will drive the market for sure. $200 is a huge discount, right?
Yeah.
Our biggest concern is that wait times will start to creep up again.
Just with more people
But assuming
trying to buy
wait times, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Assuming wait times stay low, though, this will be huge for the market.
Do you think?
And I know it sounds crazy, but the bigger the market gets, the more it protects us from future legislation.
Sure, it's in common use, which is one of those things that are really important. It's actually in Heller, right? So I mean, things are these are in common use. It becomes harder to put regulations on top of them because we all own them. And also it's kind of proving the point of like, look, TV shows and movies are great, but silencers are owned and used by people all over the place for legal purposes. In fact, probably show up in fewer crimes per capita than other products. I mean, it's not even a factor. And I think that we kind of have the first adopters. We have the gun enthusiasts who are buying them, and you went from the get a 30 cal can and you can use it on everything to no, get a can for each gun. And now I think that we're creeping into maybe like we have a lot of more hunters using it when it used to be kind of like it was the gun guys, the gun nerds, the shooting enthusiasts.
Right.
But now we have, this is becoming pretty commonplace for hunters. It's fun to see, huh, Dave?
Oh, 100%. This market has gone crazy already. In the next couple of years, I expect it to go crazy still even more.
Yeah. As far as the technology, because Silencer Shop sells pretty much everything out there. You guys are one of the biggest silencer distributors. What are we seeing right now technology-wise? Because, I mean, the can that I bought, the first one I bought was probably 15 or more years ago. The technology has changed a lot in just a very short amount of time, right?
You know, actually more than I ever would have thought. 15 years ago, I thought we'd sort of peaked technology-wise, and we keep having new innovations. And there's more stuff coming that I've seen that's amazing, almost magical.
Why is that? Is it changes in production or like what are we seeing?
You know, I think what we've seen recently is 3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
People can do things with 3D printing that just weren't possible before. So that's actually been a big driver of this.
And that really, it's not marketing speak. Like the changing the baffles, changing the construction, with 3D printing, it actually is making it quieter and more efficient. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, we're getting less blowback, quieter cans, and in a lighter, smaller size.
Yeah. So, I mean, all of those things that maybe people would say, well, it's heavy or it's big or all of these things, or it doesn't reduce the sound enough for me. All of those concerns are being answered at this point with new production, new manufacturing, new designs. I mean, it's fun. And I'm seeing new silencers for big bore, for shotgun, just all kinds of stuff that's just fun to see.
Oh yeah.
And I know that you've been following it forever. Let's do this. After the break, I want to hear about a few of your favorites.
Okay.
Engineered for precision, performance, and versatility, the Colt Optics Ready 1911 competition pistols are the perfect choice for competitive shooters looking to gain an edge. We're talking about 1911s in either 9mm or 45, and they're cut for optics. I mean, that's like cheating. You get a red dot on top of a Colt 1911. They're versatile. They're great with an optics plate system. Seamless experience for those who want to take their shooting game to the next level. You can learn more over at Colt.com. Want to hear about the latest and greatest in the world of guns? Well, 17 seasons of Guns and Gear, and we are back with another one. You can watch it live on Wednesday nights on the Outdoor Channel, or tune in on all the Gun Talk online channels to see what we're up to. Guns, optics, ammo, we test it all, we interview experts, and we showcase it to you. The latest and the greatest, a new season of Guns and Gear out now. So Dave, you kind of alluded to it, of some of the new technology happening in the world of silencers. It's almost magic because physics are, somewhat fixed. I'm not a scientist. I'm a communications guy, but when they say, well, we want it to be quieter, but we want to have less blowback. We want it to be lighter but stronger. These things are kind of at odds with each other sometimes. I'm seeing. We've seen some silencers. I shot one last year. It was a 338 can through a 338 Lapua, and it was hearing safe as far as I could tell. Because I wanted to shoot it to hear it without hearing protection. Is it hearing safe? They go, oh yeah. And I shot it. I thought Dave, I thought this is BS, and they're going to want us to say, oh yeah, it's really quiet when it's not. But it was remarkably quiet. And I still don't understand how the shotgun cans work. I don't understand how you can do that with a wad and shot and all this stuff coming out. What are some of your favorites these days?
I tell you, I've got quite a few favorite cans, weirdly. I think for traditional manufacturing, what I would consider to be traditional manufacturing, the Q cans are currently some of my favorites. I think when you look at like the people who are doing the best integration of 3D printing and traditional manufacturing, I think Silencer Co. is absolutely dominating that. I love how they've got basically a 3D printed front end with a traditional manufactured rear of the can, which makes a warranty service awesome. They can just chop it off, put on a new core. They're good to go. That thing's very well thought out.
That's a good point. There's been a lot of
3D print. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say there's been a lot of creative solutions on those, like, okay, how do we service this because this is a regulated good?
That's right. Yep. I think for a full 3D printed can, I think CGS has really probably done the most to push forward some of that technology.
Yeah. Yeah. And also are seeing you're seeing like, I feel like we got the hub mount thing and then it's still not celebrated enough. Like, guys, this is an enormous deal to get all these companies to cooperate on, like, fine, we're all going to have the same. Cause I go back to AAC with the 51T and going on not too long ago, I was going on Gunbroker to find, brakes that are, the QD attachments, because I can't find them anywhere for my old cans.
Yeah, seriously, that hub mount really did change the market, right? That was another contribution from Silencer Co.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and now we're seeing just kind of like the interchangeability of with your muzzle device with whatever can you want to run. It's just like a standard thread, a standard mount. It's just amazing. What are you seeing? And we kind of talked about a little bit about silencers on hunting guns. What do you think the trend is right now with that?
I tell you, hunting is one category where every single gun should be suppressed. For me, I hunt a lot. That's my hobby.
Mm-hmm.
But you spend all day in the woods or in a blind or on a four-wheeler, on a horse, whatever. You want to enjoy nature, right? You can't do that with muffs on.
Yeah.
And then you end up taking that one shot. So you don't put the muffs on if really, the reality is a silencer gives you the best of both worlds, the hearing protection and the enjoying where you're at.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And the other part of it is recoil reduction, not just for comfort of shooting a big hunting rifle, but also just being a better shot because you're not worried about the recoil. And depending on what you're hunting, it's going to be helpful for follow-up shots. You're going to be stay in the guns, stay looking through the scope. I mean, it's a better experience, but it actually helps you be better.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, what's next for us? I mean, you guys are talking to everybody, you work with everybody. I mean, where do you think that we're going from here in the next year or two on the technology side of things?
I really think you're going to continue to see people addressing blowback because people are becoming more and more aware of what a problem that is health-wise.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna continue to see cans that are lighter, more efficient, smaller. I mean, really, I think we're going to see advancements through every category.
Do you think that without having the $200 fee, does that bring the price of the less expensive cans? Does it enable us to get down to some very, very less expensive cans because of that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You think like a $200 22 can, the tax stamp was doubling the price of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
So I mean, really, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, I think that's a fun idea to think about $150 suppressors, and you're like, why wouldn't you put that on? Like, that's an impulse buy at that point.
That's right.
It's just an addition.
And people don't realize. Well, people don't realize the Pittman Roberts staff. Well, there's actually a tax that the gun manufacturers pay on the back end. So right now, silencers don't have the $200 tax, but they also aren't subject to Pittman Roberts.
Oh, really?
So really, they're probably the least taxed gun item out there.
Wow.
As of January.
Gotcha. Okay. Is that something that you think will stay in place in that way?
I do, until we get them completely out of the NFA.
Yeah.
And customers will think that manufacturers are gouging them when prices go up, but it's going to be because of Pittman Roberts.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So Dave, I mean, the lawsuit's a big deal. Lawsuits are not inexpensive. I mean, how long do you think this thing can take? I mean, we mentioned it before, but I want to give you a chance to just reiterate, people listening, how can they go support you and what needs to happen here?
So really, I think time-wise, I'm really hoping we can get this wrapped up during Trump's term.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 years at most, I hope.
It probably needs to.
As far as supporting it, silencershopfoundation.org. And then going to our website, every purchase goes towards supporting it.
Very good. Okay. And if you don't own a silencer, I mean, there's almost no reason at this point. It's less expensive. It's faster. And these guys will make it easy for you. The paperwork. If you have an email, they can make this really easy for you. Fair enough, Dave?
That's our goal.
Good. Well, Dave, thanks for being on and kind of updating on us and all this. If you're listening to this, don't wait. Go ahead and do it. I mean, they're making it easy for you, and I promise you won't regret it. You probably don't need another gun, but if you want to buy that too, go for it. But you probably need more silencers. Most of us don't have enough of them. One for every gun is probably about the right amount, I think.
That's right.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Dave Matheny, Silencer Shop, thanks for being on with us. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time on Gun Talk Nation.